It says send people, it says, so I'm starting recording. So it says exit or close show, and then the bottom says send people to another show. You click on that one, and then all of the shows will pop up, and then you just click whatever show you want to send them to, and it automatically sends up.
So easy. Got it.
Yeah, that is the easiest thing. The only reason why I wanted to kind of touch a little bit on the live sales is because the new features that, if you guys were in my SIP last week and we were talking all about the live sales, they actually just dropped today on your cell phone. So now you can do the videos on your phone, and you can add the style tags, and you can also add if it's a live sale or if it's a silent sale, just by hitting the 3 little dots. So when you go into your my shows now, also I always tell everybody this: if you guys don't know if you have live sales, all that you're going to do is you're going to hit your little wrenches up in the corner, and then as soon as you hit that, because they're not sending out emails anymore, it's the third one down. It says my Poshmark shows. You guys see that? If you click on that, that'll take you into your shows. So that's how you'll know that that you have Posh shows. So like I already told Lori, I'm gonna mute you since you're echoing, okay? So if right here you see the live show schedule, if you want to edit it, you just tap on it and you go into your screen. Okay, so then right here is the 3 little dots on your phone. That is what's going to take you to editing it, so you can be able to see. I know it's kind of got like a glare. See if I can get, there we go. I had it. There we go.
Chrissy, so when is your next one?
My next one isn't until Monday. I kind of I'm not gonna lie, I kind of took a little bit of a step back, because if you guys don't know, there's been a lot of negativity going on with the live shows, and I had to kind of rezen myself because I didn't like the way it was playing out. So I wanted to refocus, re-energize, get everybody's orders out, and just kind of go, okay, you know what? Why, like my why. And that was what I kind of wanted to touch base with everybody, because I know everybody's having, here's what today's SIP is going to be more about. We're going to be motivating each other, because everybody is feeling really down and really depressed, and just because their sales aren't there, or they are there and they're not realizing that they're there. And it's been like high school. Let's just say it. Let's just be honest and say it truthfully. It's been like high school. Okay. And so instead of it being like high school, we're going to make it more that, okay, no, this is actually a posh community. Okay. If you don't have live sales, I don't want you guys to get discouraged, because you can still make sales even if you don't have the live sales. The way that you would be able to do it is by sharing. Okay, the more active you are in the app, the much better off you're going to be. So, and I know that sounds bad, because some people work part-time on their closets. And like, I know Lori, Miss Make Wise Choices, she wants to do this full-time. There's a couple of you that are like, I really, really want to do this full-time. So that's what we're going to focus on, is getting you guys full-time doing this. Even if you don't have the live access, you can still do this full-time. The main thing that you have to remember with everything that's going on and all the drama and all the BS is that your why. Why are you doing this? What is your why? Don't worry about all the other haters and all the drama and all the jelly and all the BS that's going on. What is your why? What is driving you to want to do this? And if you're like me and you have to have a big sign that says your why is, do it. If you have to do a vision board, make a vision board. You know, we're still starting fresh. It's January. If you guys were at my very, very first Posh and Sip of the year, I showed you guys the Closet Insight. Look at that. Look at your Closet Insight just to see how well you've done over the last couple of weeks. If you guys aren't seeing the sales, start playing with stuff. There was someone, and I don't remember, she was in somebody's live sale last night, and she was like, I am not getting very many sales. I don't understand why. And I happened to click on one of her listings, and I looked, And the main thing that she was doing was she was putting tags at the very bottom of her description. So every description she had just, it said tags, and then it had the hashtag, and then it said, I'm just throwing them out. I don't think it was this, but it was like animal print, gothic, wedding, and it was all hashtagged out. If you do that in your description, Poshmark automatically like makes your listing dark. They don't want that. So to get around that, and I know you guys are like, oh my God, well, how do I do it? Do it in the form of a sentence. Be like, this shirt, and I always try and show something, and of course I don't have anything right next to me. Oh yes, I do. Okay, so you'd be like, this shirt, right? Handmade, beautifully tie-dyed, pink, orange, custom made, graphic skull, anti-Valentine's Day, show your love. You know, that's how you would do it in a sentence. You have to have 4 pictures. Okay, so this is all the stuff that's gonna, if you don't have the live sales, this is gonna help you click in the algorithm. So mark everything, make sure you have 4 pictures, at least 4. Try and go as much as you can. If you can hit 16, which is, a lot of people are like, oh, that's super hard. How do you do it? It's actually really easy. Take a full shot picture of it, take a picture of the back, obviously take pictures of the tags, each tag, take front and back of them. That's already 4 pictures right there. Then take the measuring tape, lay it down on the ground, and use photo room to get the white background. Have the tape measure go across from pit to pit, from shoulder to bottom. Same thing with the sleeves. So that way, if someone happens to go, oh, well, this doesn't fit me, and you didn't measure it correctly, you have the photo proof right there of saying, oh no, here's all the pictures. You can see, because if you have it cut off just a little bit, then they can say, oh, well, you didn't go all the way to pit, and you don't have any proof. So make sure, even if it's zoomed off and you just see it, and then you have another picture that's close up of the number. Because if you do it that way, then you are backing yourself up. Now you're getting to those 16 pictures. Okay. On the title, make sure in the title you have 80 characteristics. That is the key number for Poshmark to trigger that title. Do not, and I cannot specify this enough, do not put emojis, do not put new NWT, do not put new, do not put pre-loved, do not put worn once, do not do any of that, because when someone is searching it outside of Poshmark or in Poshmark, they are not searching any of that. They are not searching new, pre-loved. They are literally going in and saying, I'm looking, I can give you guys an example. I was looking for Levi's for my husband for his birthday. I literally typed in men. I didn't even type in it. I went into the men's section. I went into brand and I put Levi's, and then I typed in, and he's got the 42s. That's how I did it. That was how I literally searched for the Levi's that he wanted, was just that way. And if those were in the title, and those were in the description, and those were in their little, you know, the categories, all the different categories, it pulled it up. And I'm telling you, I was getting some weird stuff even doing it that way, because I was getting all kinds of weird things that weren't even Levi jeans. I was getting even I did it with his Vans. I got like boots. I'm like, when the heck did Vans start making boots? Like, that was like, okay, now you guys are just fishing. Like, and if you're fishing, a lot of people will report you because you're doing, your item isn't what it is. So don't ever be like, oh, well, this looks like a boot, so I'm going to say it's a boot. No, if it's a tennis shoe, it's not a boot. Like, those are 2 totally different things. So don't go fishing for other words because you think that is going to work, because a tennis shoe is not a boot. Does that make sense, you guys?
Yes.
And like Kat says, it's me. Some of mine are new with tag in the title. Yeah, that's because of eBay. Well, when you cross list like that, yes, you're going to have different things, but I don't even, for my eBay ones, I don't even put new with tag, because you have that little button on eBay that clicks that you can put new on tag. And yes, I'm picking on you, Kat, right now. So I don't put new with tag.
Like I'm stuck in like 1995 eBay. I can't help it.
Yeah, I know. You're back in like 1995. Okay, we're in 2023. And that's another thing, you guys. I will teach you guys how to do other sites because yes, Poshmark, we love Poshmark, but nobody else wants to focus on any of the other sites. I cross list on 9 sites and I use Vendu. Vendu is like the lifesaver and it is like the best thing on the face of the planet. You can literally, what I did, I don't know if Kat's done it this way. Yeah, Kat did it this way too. I literally bought, when they had like 50% off, I went and bought their highest level of drafts and everything, and I drafted everything blank. So I have over 4,000 drafts that I can cross list to all the different sites. And I literally put it up in my Vendu, and then you hit a button and it literally goes to eBay. It goes to Etsy. You know, you can pick which sites you want to sell on. And then after I did that, I canceled the subscription and I now use their free subscription. And every single month I get an additional 5 drafts. So a lot of people are like, oh my God, how do you manage it? That's how you manage it. Because there's even a little button I don't understand. So Poshmark allows cross-listing and sharing to other sites, but they don't want you to talk about. Yeah, the reason why they don't want you to talk about it, Crystal, is because they want you to be, they know that they're not the only site you're going to sell on. If you've ever filled out their survey or anything, it asks, do you sell on multiple sites? Do you use a cross-listing service? So they're okay with all of that. What they're not okay with is the bots. But
they're not okay with you promoting it on Poshmark. Like Chrissy said, Vendu, however, the one Chrissy goes with and she advocates for, is the only cross-listing what's it called, Chrissy? Company that Poshmark holds the hand of. Vendu CEO and Josh is in constant contact with the little people like us, and he actually was at Posh Fest and he's at Posh Live events. So yeah, I mean,
so they're okay with Vendu because it's not an actual, it's not promoting, you're not going and saying, okay, come, you know, oh no, go to eBay instead, because Poshmark realizes that there's people that are just on eBay that love eBay. There are people that love just Mercari. There are people who just love Poshmark, and you can't sell internationally yet. I'm saying yet because I'm sure that's where Poshmark's heading, that you can't sell internationally on Poshmark, but you can on Depop and you can on eBay. So if you're only focused on Poshmark, you're limiting your, basically your take, because okay, Poshmark has, and Kat will have to correct me on the number, I think it's 80 billion users on Poshmark. That's all that, I mean, that seems like a lot, right? That's all Poshmark has. Now, eBay has 100 and something billion.
It's like 135 billion. It's insane. It's almost insane. Twice the amount.
Yeah, and it's because it's worldwide. So if you literally are not selling on there, and there'll be stuff like, me and Kat have had this conversation before, that there's stuff that you think would go on Poshmark. You're like, oh yeah, this will totally sell on Poshmark. Oh, and it won't, but then it'll sell on Depop or it'll sell on Mercari.
Yeah, it's weird. We had this conversation all the time. We're like, that sold where? Like,
yeah, you're just, it's like amazing.
You bank for this on eBay, negative.
Yeah. And then with Vendu, there is a button that you can hit as sold. Okay. So now you guys are like, how do you keep track of it? That's how. You literally hit the button that says sold and it delists from every site. You put what site it's sold on, and then it delists from every other site. So it literally takes all of the guesswork out of cross listing. Now, if you want to go full time, that is something I strongly suggest you kind of start playing with, is going, okay, which next site do I want? Now, on the level of what is easiest and hardest, Poshmark is the easiest, eBay is the hardest. And that's the truth, because the spots that you have to put on eBay are so much harder than what you do on Poshmark. Poshmark's very cut and dry. So to go, Poshmark is the easiest. Then second would be, I would say Mercari and Depop are about the same. They're pretty running like neck to neck. And then eBay is, like I said, it's the hardest. They also have it so you can sell on Facebook Marketplace. I mean, there's a lot more sites that you can sell on if you do it that way. Something to consider if you guys really, really want to dive deeper into that. We can always do a set just on that type of stuff. Now, I was talking about the share bots. That's what Poshmark hates. They hate the bots. They know people use the bots, but they're not like, it's like kind of like, it's kind of like the used underwear factor. Okay. You're not supposed to sell used underwear on Poshmark. Everybody knows they've seen it. Everybody knows they've seen that stuff on Poshmark. You're not supposed to do it, but Poshmark doesn't really look that bad upon it. They're kind of like, whatever. That's kind of what they do with the bots too. They don't suggest it. They don't ask you to do it, but it's kind of like they know they're there. If you want to use a bot, I'm not I'm not promoting saying, hey, yeah, go get a bot. If you do, it's super easy to find them. You just Google them. If you guys really want to know which ones are the best, you can talk to all kinds of different people. Everybody will tell you, oh no, this one's the best, this one's the best, this one's the best. What I suggest, most of them have a free trial. Try the free trial, see how it works for you. If you like it, then, oh, is that how some people get so many shares? When I was unemployed, I shared to Poshmark every day. Yes, that is exactly how they get those many shares. That is exactly how they do it. They have a bot that literally sits there and shares for them. They are not, some of them are super expensive and some of them are super cheap. You can get one that's like all the way down to like, I think the cheapest one I've ever seen is like it's like $15 is the cheapest one. Then there's the mid-range one, which is 25. Just like, okay, I'm gonna give another like tidbit away. If you guys ever like somebody's item and then within like 5 seconds or 10 seconds after you like it, you get an offer, they have a bot. That's another way you can tell that they have a bot, is because they'll set that offer thing in there within 5 minutes, or you can set it at any amount and it automatically will share. It also, if you see somebody that share, or it could be a VA, but 9 times out of 10, it's a bot. I have tried one for Depop also, and I'll tell you what, if you want to get on Depop, you need a bot on Depop. Like nobody will tell you that. They'll just expect you to get on, and the Depop bot is like I think it's like there's one for 15, and the Depop bot is the same way. It constantly refreshes and shares your closet, and you get way more sales. I literally tried it, and when I tell you guys I try things, I don't just say, okay, yeah, I tried this and I don't have anything to back it up. I literally try it and I write down, okay, I did this month. So like I ran, if you guys have been following me for a minute, last year I was running free shipping, and everybody's like, well, how could you manage free shipping? I literally crunched the numbers. I did the numbers. I spent like $2,000 on shipping in 1 month, which was insane. And then I ran the numbers though. I sold 3 times as much as I was without free shipping. So play with your closet, see what works for you and what won't work for you. Now, if you do free shipping, make sure that you offer in the back, you're bumping up your price. You're covering that $7 shipping, but go up a little bit more than that. So say you want like, okay, this shirt, right? I want 15 for it. Okay, now I'm gonna offer free shipping. So now I want to go up. So I'll go up, maybe 35, because that way, you got the free offers, you got closet clear out, all of that stuff. Another great thing is if you guys don't know this, or if you guys want to mess with it, you have to mess with it the day before. Okay, so first off, you have to mess with it the day before. So like today's should be closet clear out, which is, if you guys don't know, it's CCO, right? CCO. And if you guys set up the night before, so Thursday night you go through, and you're like, okay, I'm going to put everything on, say, $5.99 shipping, right? Drop everything $5.99 shipping. Then the next day, drop it the 10% so you can get the closet clear out. Now what ends up happening is Poshmark is going to cover your shipping, a portion of your shipping. So you're not going to pay as much as shipping. So if you have free shipping, you're only going to have to then pay the $4 shipping because Poshmark's covering the rest of the shipping. But you have to drop it the night before the closet clear out. If you drop it that day, it does not work. So then you have to remember to then go back. If you don't want to continue having that shipping, you have to remember to go back after the closet clear out and re-put your shipping back on. So just to kind of give you guys a warning, because me and Beth were playing with that and we found that out. Also in your description, if you guys do 100 characteristics minimum, when you say drop the shipping, like if you give the shipping, Crystal, as free, you know, if you do free or you do the $5.99 shipping, Poshmark, because you know during closet clear out, it gives, if you drop it 10%, they give you the shipping for like $4.99 or something. I forget exactly how much the shipping is, but during closet clear out, you get that discounted shipping. You get that discounted shipping. So say like if today's closet, we'll say tomorrow's closet clear out, okay? We're playing that tomorrow's closet clear out. Tonight you go through and you go, okay, I'm gonna drop everything. I'm gonna give everything free shipping tonight. And then tomorrow morning, first thing when you wake up, you drop everything by 10%. Now you're only gonna pay I think it's like $2.95. You're actually gonna come out of pocket for the shipping because then Poshmark is covering the rest of your shipping.
Okay.
But you have to do it 24 hours in advance. Does that make sense?
Yes, and I'm typing. I forgot we can talk. I'm thinking we're on Poshmark.
You're
Now,
fine.
when you drop shipping, can you do it for all of your items, or do you have to do it individual items?
Unfortunately, there's not a button that says you can drop the shipping individually. I mean, it does if you go like for like offers, but when you drop that price, for some reason, there's not because I've tried it because it irritates the crud out of me unless they've changed it. Which let's see if they've changed it. Let's see, drop edit price. Yeah, it still doesn't do it. So you have to drop each individual one. So the
Okay.
quickest way to drop your price when you want to do closet clear out is to hit the wrench. And then you have at the very, 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 very bottom, it says edit listing price. If you hit that, this little screen comes up and it says drop or raise. So if you want to drop it, you hit drop. Trying to do this backwards is just ridiculous. There you go. You swipe it over. So now it's going to drop it. And then you pick 10, 20, or 10, 15, 20 or other, and you can actually drop it by how much ever or raise it. And then you just hit next. And then it'll literally, I got to set an option. So like if I do 15 and then I hit next, so it's going to raise it. And all that I have to do is click on the item and it'll go through and raise every single item.
Oh, okay. And
that's the quickest way to drop and raise your price.
Okay.
Unfortunately, though, the shipping, you have to go in and edit each one. So that one does take a minute, especially if you have a big closet.
Yeah.
So
okay. Thank you.
You are welcome. Do you guys have any other questions so far? I know I'm dropping a lot today.
So you would drop them 24 hours before the closet clear out, and then do you go back and raise them after that, or just leave them?
So if you're going to do the shipping, you have to do it 24 hours in advance.
Gotcha.
But the actual drop 10%, because it's a 10% minimum, you have to drop it. You have to drop it that day of the closet clearance. Yeah,
but
and then bring it back up the next day if you want to. You don't have to, but you can.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. Did anybody else have any questions? I know I'm dropping like a lot because I know not everybody has shows. So I want to make sure we're helping those people that don't have shows more than the ones that do have shows. No, okay.
Another thing,
Yeah, go ahead,
like
Kat.
Chrissy said, if you don't have shows, but you're still being seen, there's a reason, and I joke about it in my shows about Posh Lives being the new Netflix in the background. It's very true. We queue up a show and we're doing our thing in another window or whatever, listing or whatever. But if you are active in the chat, and Chrissy can attest to this, she's actually anything that she tells people in her SIPs or her Zooms or whatever, this is stuff that she's done. It's tried and true for her. She's not going to come to us with something that's like half-ass or backwards or whatever. She's actually gone around it all the way around to figure out if there's flaw or, hey, how can this benefit me? Because this is her full-time job. This makes her money. This pays her bills. So, I mean, she wants it done right because she's figured out a way to either make it easier for us. She's done all the legwork. So, but if you go into the chats and you are interacting with other people, people click on your name. CB knows this girl's in chat right now, probably in the background, but like she goes, you click on view, they'll follow. What you don't know, plenty of lurkers. We don't have to say anything. We may be sitting in a chat, but we may be going through following people's closets. All we got to do is click on a username and click follow. Mike is one of Chrissy's referrals, and Mike had an amazing first show last night. It was awesome. It's like Chrissy got to sit back and watch the student at work. It was hysterical because she said like 4 sentences the whole time. But Mike is like on the lake in the boonies with backwoods internet. I understand, Mike. I get it. We've been there before. But he worked as what he could, and he sold every dang thing in his show. But there were people in the chat that were, promoting each other, telling people to go share things that weren't sold in the tray and things like that. It gets more eyes on your closet if you're interacting in those chats.
Yes.
On the other hand, you also see who to kind of keep your eye out for. There are people that make accounts to troll. There are people that make accounts and don't have updated payment information, and they're bidding up your show. So unfortunately, we know when we do lives and we see that happen, we know who to warn other people about. I mean, we're like, hey, put them on block, or, don't let them bid in your show.
Go ahead, Mike.
I will say this, there was not a single skipped payment last night. I
That's
got paid
good.
single item. Yeah.
That's really good.
and Chrissy that was one of her statements. Everybody make sure that payment record, that payment is up to date. And I appreciate it.
She'd be like, I'm in the show right now. We need to go make sure everybody gets paid. We will be back in 5 minutes. I'm gonna reload that.
Every item though. I was surprised.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was awesome. I liked watching it. I was like, I was so proud. I was like, oh,
and it was funny, Chrissy, because it was so funny because he made such a splash that I kid you not, I bounced around in shows until about 1 a.m. because I was measuring and photographing that stack in my room. And he was still being talked about in other shows. Like, y'all wouldn't believe this little man I came across earlier. I don't remember his name, but he was adorable. I mean, it was so cute, like different shows.
That's awesome.
He was like my grandpa. And I'm just like, y'all mean knock man. And I'd put his name in the chat. Oh, is that him? Oh, I'm gonna go I'm
really cool. Next Thursday, it's going to be epic. I'm just going to tell you.
See, we need a tag list. He needs
Thursday,
that listed up ASAP.
My best buddy is going to play piano and have live music during my show.
You asked for it, Mike. You started it. You said, we can sing, I can do this. Yep.
It's going to be.
He brought the whole show.
It's going to be cool. It really is.
They're not ready, are they?
That is awesome.
He's setting the bar though. He can't go back.
Yeah,
that's right.
That's the only problem. Once you start, Mike, you gotta keep going, and it's like you gotta outdo yourself every time.
Chrissy set her bar real high. She started out with her guest appearances.
Folks, if you can do what I try to set myself up the best way I can by offering that diamond tennis bracelet. And if you can do something like, if you can give a giveaway at the end and then make people wait until the end to get it, then they'll stay for the whole show. I only had like 20 something bidders, but I had 50 people in the room at the end of the show because they wanted to see who won. So you can, so tonight's show, I'm selling clothes and I'm giving a $50 gift card. If you can do that, some people can't do that, but if you can do that, that will get you a crowd. It really will.
Well,
Yeah.
not just that, if you guys don't know, that's all tax write-off also. So let's be real, it's a tax write-off. So you can literally do those as
Sure.
a tax write-off. So I don't
Sure.
do much giveaways, and I am starting to do more type of stuff in my actual packages. And the reason, and this brings me to, again, it's your business, it's your life, you can do it any way you want. And I think Mike and Kat gives away a Chrome laptop. So I mean, everybody's doing their
Yes.
own thing. I don't, because I feel like it's going to be that I did for a while and people made fun of what I was giving away and I didn't like it. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to do it anymore. And it was something that I thought was everybody could use, especially it was before Christmas. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna help people get some Christmas shopping done, especially if they have it Secret Santa, because most Secret Santas are like, you can't spend more than $5. So if you get like some lotion and a foot scrub and some socks, you're good. Like, okay, there's my $5. I got it for free. I didn't spend anything on it, but it looks like I spent a lot. Yes, the meow socks. Yes. Yes, those went over like insane. I couldn't believe that. So I ended up selling them. But the foot scrubs, a lot of people were making fun of it. And they're like, I can't believe you're doing a foot scrub. So I stopped. I was like, you know what? I'm not even, it was something free that I was doing. So now what I'm doing is I'm gonna start giving away the stickers that I make and stuff like that, because it's more usable. And then not only that, I do have like a little, I'm not gonna lie, a little ulterior motive. If you like them, you're gonna come back and you're gonna be like, hey, how can I get those stickers? Because I do more custom made stuff, and that's kind of where my closet has been going towards. Because, and I think another reason why, Mike, you did so amazing is because you did jewelry. And I'm not saying you're not going to do amazing on your clothes. I'm just saying it was different. And I think that's what people are looking for now with these shows too, is they want different stuff. They want, like record albums, they want video games, they want jewelry, because I know for me, I'm getting tired of looking at all this. Everybody has Nike, everybody has Victoria's Secret, everybody has Free People, everybody has bags. I'm like, okay, I'm kind of getting over it.
Yeah.
So I think that's another reason. And I think that's like what you guys need to think about too, is when you're sourcing, is how are you sourcing? Because this has definitely changed the way of sourcing completely. Because if you're buying the same clothes that everybody else has, it's just like when you were doing the closet, you're going to have to be. And I think that's what people are missing too about the shows, is that, okay, yes, it's kind of a garage sale feel on some of the people if you start at $3. But like Kat calls it, she calls it a turn and burn. And that's exactly what it is. If you're turning and burning, you're making more money if you're selling it at $3. Because I had one person go, I don't understand these $3 starts. Well, that's exactly what it
She's
is.
selling 15 items at $3 to the same person.
Yeah, you're turning and burning, and it adds up. I think one person, I sold $3 items to her for a whole show. She was the only person buying, and it came out to $195.
I remember you had to split something up into like 3 or 4 boxes, like bundle wise. It was bonkers. Was that show?
Yeah.
So it's like, oh my God. But Chrissy also pays attention to what she picks up. I'm not talking about brands. I'm talking about quality of the fabric and what is it, Chrissy? Like
The styles and the patterns.
Yes, and patterns. I mean, she's been around a while. She knows what's gonna sell. I mean,
Yeah, unfortunately, I've been doing this too long. I've been doing this 25 years, you guys.
Oh, wow.
Like,
a lot.
I should know something.
Yeah, she's only 29 years old. I don't know what she's talking about.
I know, I am only 29 though. Yeah, so it's very true. I'm a cougar. Chrissy did contact you.
2
about
months don't
thinking
count.
about
I done
it.
told your husband 2
Yes.
months doesn't count.
Sarah, yes, yes. So I actually figured out a way to do that, and I'm so stoked that you said that. I figured it out, and I know exactly how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it more like the clothing tags, not the coat check tag, because this is what I did for me. I made these for me, and I actually really, really like them. So I think this is how I'm gonna start doing it for people, is with your logo and then your QR code. And then on the back, I put the item number, the date, so you can write the date and then the description of it selling. And then I literally attach this with my little gun onto everything that I sell, and then it goes out. So every piece of clothing now has my QR code also. And I had already started doing this before you had asked me about that. And I was like, oh, yes, this is exactly, because to me, this is better because you can put whatever item number you want there and then the date, and then I can change it up for obviously whoever's doing it. And it's a card stock, so it's thick, or you can hole punch it. And then I have some ribbon somewhere. I don't know where my till ribbon is, but in case it's like a shoe or a bag, you can wrap it around it. So yeah,
You know, it would be awesome if you could do that, like, kind of do that with your vinyl work, but on like the tags to put on a hanger for dry erase. Then I could just pencil in a number.
Oh, you're
What?
talking about
With
like
a
a
dry
dry
erase
erase
marker?
one? Yeah, I could do that.
Good
Like,
idea.
oh, the way you do keychains.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that because I burn through, I only have, you know, the certain stack of numbers, and I hate going through and redoing the numbers. And so I don't number the tray because it's a pain in my butt. But if I was able to do that, and then that helps me keep count. Oh, I'm starting the show at 96 because this is how many pieces I like that because I see the numbers. And then on top of that, it's not, you don't have to throw it away. It's a dry erase.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but for me, because I'm weird like that. Like
Well, I know you're weird like that, but there's actual
hey,
dry.
Chrissy had to dumb down she had to do the office bit with me for my expense sheet because she sells a spreadsheet on Etsy that breaks down I'm not even kidding you guys, because I told Chrissy, you got to explain it to me like I am a kid with a lemonade stand and a surplus, like Michael Scott in the office. I need you to, and she made it.
Yeah, because because I figured Kat wasn't the only one that because I literally used to use this other tax service, and it was that dumbed down. And they went away, and it was only like $9 a month. And I was so mad when they went away. So I was like, okay, Kat, I'm literally going to figure this out, how to do this in a spreadsheet. And I sent it to her after I was done. I was like, okay, can you understand this? She's like, this is freaking great. I love this. And it is like the most dumbest thing ever. And I don't mean it like that, but it is. This is the dumbest way ever, because literally you put your Poshmark fees for the day, you put your eBay fees for the day, you put what you sold for the day, and it does all the calculating at the end, and then it calculates it at the bottom, and then your expenses. You just type in, okay, I spent $97 in cost of goods that day, and it literally will do all the math for you. And then at the end, there's a paper, like this is the paper that you print out and you take to your bookkeeper. It's all upside down, but it literally prints it out. And then also your bookkeeper has to go, okay, you spent $3,000 in cost of goods. Okay, you spent $3,000 or $4,000 in Poshmark fees. Oh, and another $500 in eBay fees, and another $1,000 in Depop fees. Okay. Oh, and you spent this, and you spent this. It just breaks it down. Because I don't know about anybody else, but so here's the thing about the taxes. Let's focus on this for just a second. Everybody was so excited that they got rid of the whole new tax law of $600. To be completely honest with you guys, if you guys are making over $400, you are supposed to file taxes on your business anyways. A lot of people don't. And I have started filing because this is the only thing I do. This is my full-time job. So I have an EAN number, I have a wholesale license, and I have been filing taxes on my business forever. So when you go to file with a CPA and you're going and doing your taxes, there's two ways you do it. You either bring them a shoebox of stuff and you pay out the butt and you sit there for hours and hours as they do it, or you bring them a list that's short, sweet, and simple, where you only pay, like 80, $100, and that's it. Right. Or the IRS will yeah, exactly. And I don't want to be fined. So I'm like the technical queen on, okay, can I write this off? Like my poor tax lady, I message her during non-tax time and I'm like, hey, is this a write-off? And she's like, yep. And I'm like, okay, cool. And I throw it in there. And then, so I know, and obviously every state to state is different. I'm not an IRS person. I'm not a CPA, but the majority of the stuff is all tax write-off. if you're running it out of your home, which is one reason why I will never go out from my home, your dishwasher, your power, your all of that is paid for. And actually, since Kat brought up Netflix, if you watch Netflix, just saying, if you watch Netflix and you're watching how they have the top 1 and 2, they have the top 100 shows and or top 10 shows and top 10 TV movies for the week. Make sure you guys check those out every once in a while. You don't have to do it every single day, but make sure you guys are checking on that, because if whatever's in that top 10, that means it's trending. And when if it's trending, it means you can sell that type of stuff for Poshmark. And I'm going back to Wednesday because she's like been like, if you guys have noticed, Wednesday is all over the place, like everywhere. Goth is now huge again because of that show. That show came out, and it's so sad. I know exactly what day it came out. It came out the day before Thanksgiving, and that show is still in the top 5. So if you have not seen it, I strongly recommend you watching it. 1, because it's awesome, and 2, because then you know the styles that people are looking for that she's wearing. Like she wears these really, really thick tennis shoes that are like this tall. I'm not even joking you. Their soles are like that tall. Those are now trending. Emily in Paris was trending. I think she was like number 8 or something, but her style is like insane. Like she'll put cat print shirts with like gold boots, and you're just like, what the heck? But that's how you know what's coming down the pipeline. Also, there's a site called what? Oh, I gotta think what it's called. It's like UK, what to wear UK or something like that. Let me see so I can give you guys exactly what it is. It's like Whatnot UK or something. What is it called? Okay, who, what, where UK is what it's called. And it takes everything, and you got to remember now Poshmark's going over into the UK. So if you're not following the who, what, where UK, you need to be. They will send you messages every single day of what is starting to trend. And it is literally what's trending ahead of time. So you know ahead of time. Like I knew before Emily in Paris was coming out that it was those clothes were going to trend because they told me they were going to trend. If you guys have been watching my show, I joked about the underwear, that they were wearing them as shorts. That's where I found that out from, was there, because they said, oh, check this out. This is the new trend. So then you knew, I was like, okay. And I wrote on their post, like, cause they're on Instagram too, and they'll put stuff on Instagram. And I literally wrote on the Instagram post, oh, I am so creating a new category for used underwear that is going to be shorts, because if people are wearing them as shorts, I'm going to sell them as shorts. And I got tons of new followers just because of that comment from them. And it was like, I wasn't even like trying to, I was just like, oh yeah, I'm going to make a brand new category. We're going to call it used underwear shorts. Like, but that's how you find out what's trending and what's coming down the pipeline, is by being into the stuff. Like they talked about beanies. If you guys know, beanies are now trending. And I knew beanies were going to trend 3 months ago. So it's ahead of what it is. Not everything they're going to say is going to trend, but a lot of it is. So you already know ahead of time. They said puffer jackets were going to come back. They came back. Like a lot of, I mean, they're pretty money. And that is what, and here's like, a lot of people don't know this. That is where Poshmark is getting a lot of their trends from too. So if they see that they're saying it's going to be a trend, you're already ahead of the trend before Poshmark even says, hey, by the way, this is trending. Poshmark sends me messages about referring sellers to, yeah. So that is the whole, if you're a Posh ambassador, Crystal, is that they're getting ready to go to the UK. So if you happen to win, you'll get a trip to the UK. I don't know how true it is, but whatever on that one. Like, I don't know anybody in the UK. I tried. I even put on my Instagram, I was like, hey, if you know anyone in the UK that wants to be in this beta Poshmark thing, hit me up because I can get you in. And it was like crickets. So I don't know. Does anybody else have any other questions, usually we go a lot longer. I'm not gonna lie, you guys, we're only gonna go until like 3:15 because, or actually until the door knocks and my son is home, and then we're done. So do you guys have any questions? Anything you guys want to go over? Oh, and I have something else too, but does anybody have any questions yet? Mike, go ahead.
I do have to go in an hour, so I'm gonna go ahead and leave. Thank you, guys.
You're welcome. Bye, Mike. Have a good
Thank
night.
you.
Good to see you, Mike.
Right.
Okay, so on your style tags, when you guys add your style tags, make sure you're at least 2 of those style tags are the ones that Poshmark recommends. If you go and do like, okay, so goth is one. So if you put goth and then we'll say it's a steampunk outfit. So if you do goth and I don't think they have steampunk. I'm trying to think of what the other one was. Goth and maybe 90s. I can't think. I don't think they have steampunk, but I know they have goth. Oh, they have punk. So goth and punk are the 2 that they have. So if you use those 2, then you could do your last one as steampunk, but make sure you have 2 that are actually the Poshmark style tags, because if not, and you think it's a style tag, it might not actually be a style tag, and then nobody can find your listing. So if you're doing like fur, which fur isn't one, but faux fur is one. So if you do fur, there might be some tags, but there might not be. So the easiest way you can tell if your style tag is actually a style tag that will take you to somewhere in Poshmark is by clicking it. That is literally the easiest way. So like if you go into, like I'm just gonna go into one of mine, like the sewing, right? If you click on vintage, it'll take you and you'll see right there how it says you can follow it. That's how you know it's a style tag. If it doesn't have this blue follow button, it is not a style tag yet. It doesn't mean it won't eventually be. It just means it is not a style tag. So no one could follow that style tag, just like sewing is a style tag and you can click on it and you can follow it. The reason why that is important is because now with those share like features, where you can sit there and save your searches, if it's not a style tag, it's going to be harder to share and follow and know when new stuff. So if you're happening to look at like, oh, I want to know when the newest Vans drop, you're not going to know if, say, Vans wasn't a style tag or something that you can follow, which it actually is something you can follow, but I was just saying. Anybody have anything? You guys are so quiet today. I feel like I'm dropping too much knowledge.
I'm just listening. You're giving a lot of information. I really appreciate it. I've never used the style tags, and I'm looking at them as you're talking about them, and I'm going to use them.
Oh yes, you have to use them. That is like, you're missing out on a huge market right there. Huge. Because some people just type in, Crystal, they will literally just say sewing, or they're already following sewing, and I'll give them an email saying that they are actually being followed. Like new stuff is dropped.
Okay.
Does that make sense? So that's why those are very, very important.
Yeah, I use I just thought they may just go by the brand name, but yeah, okay, I'll start using the style tags.
Did you see over the summer the commercial? And I know I'm kind of going back a little bit, but did you see the commercial from Google? And they were talking, Google does every once in a while. They'll say like red cowboy boots. And then they don't do any brand. That's how you kind of have to think about the way people search, is they're going to see something on somebody and they're going to search by that, what they saw. So like they'll go red cowboy boots or fringe cowboy boots, or it happened to be like these sunglasses, and it was like gold rectangle sunglasses was how they ended up doing the search, and all these sunglasses popped up that were gold rectangle sunglasses. So that's
because that's the way I shop. So
yeah. I mean, sometimes people shop by brands, don't get me wrong,
right.
but a lot of people don't. Sarah had a question in the chat. Oh, okay. What was her question? Sell as if you're a buyer. Yeah, exactly. Sell as you if you were a buyer. What was Sarah's question? I use Vendu, but only do Poshmark. Shipping is so easy on Poshmark, no brainer. What do you think about other platforms? Okay, so Sarah, on the other platforms, it's super, super, super easy. Depop is you have small, medium, and large. Or you can do pirate ship where you can literally weigh it and then ship it yourself. If you do small, medium, and large, the small goes up to 15 ounces, which is basically anything, jewelry, a t-shirt, anything. So shirts, okay, depending on the size, let me rephrase that. Depending on the size, if it's a large to small, a shirt and can fit in the small is considered small because it's under 15 ounces. If it's an extra large to a 3X, you're going to be right just a little over a pound at those ones. So every dress almost is a pound. Same thing with jeans. Jeans are about a pound and like 5 ounces, I think, usually are jeans, is how much they weigh. Shoes are 1 pound, 10 ounces usually. So you're going to be right in those medium. The large, I know this is bad, right? I can literally tell you how much stuff weighs. A purse literally usually is about in that medium also. It's not so much because depending on this, I mean, unless it's a clutch, if it's a clutch bag and it's like this big, then it's the small. But if it's an actual bag, like a backpack or anything like that, you're pushing right at that pound with them. So Depop has the 3 options. Same with Macari. Macari has the 3 options. So if it's jewelry, you're literally under a pound. I mean, it's like 4 ounces. By CB, it's like under 4 ounces. If it's, like I said, if it's jeans, you're at a pound and a half, about a pound and 5, depending on what size the jeans are. And if you guys go to the bins, I know that sounds really weird, but if you go to the bins, you'll memorize these poundages a lot more because you'll know, okay, like you can get from ThreadUp, you can get jeans. And if you get jeans from ThreadUp, it's like it's 5 pounds. And if you count how many you get in there, it's like maybe 30. So you know, okay, yeah, it's about a pound each. So you can kind of like, you start learning the more and more and more you do it. Go ahead, Sarah. I know you have another question.
No, I was just, it seems like it's just when you use on Vendo and they're like, how many inches, how many this, how many, and it just seems like it's so complicated.
It's actually super easy if you set it up. So if you want, Sarah, me and you can do like a little thing and I'll show you how to set it up. Because once
great.
you set it up, it's cake. You just literally are pushing a button and that's it.
All right, thank you. And then I used one of those, oh God, and I can't remember the name of it, but it's free. They have a free sign up to do, to do what you were saying about having your listings be, oh, I can't, this is awful. I'm having a brain cramp. Yes, Flip. It's free and they do a great, and there's a few glitches here and there, but for the most part, it does a wonderful job. And I don't do offers through them or anything. I just have them solely share.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, the Flip. But it's also a, if you guys are looking to consign, it's a consignment thing also.
Yeah, that I don't do.
Don't recommend the consignment.
No.
I did it. I don't like it. The product, if you want to use it, it's great. It is free. It does, like Sarah said, it does have glitches. I personally, again, you're paying for what you get. It's free. It's gonna have problems. It's gonna have issues. But yeah, it works. I mean, you have to click on it. I'm one of those set it and forget it type of things. I like it where I don't have to hit any buttons. Like I want it where it'll schedule, it'll do it, it'll drop, because let's be honest, life happens. And when life happens, you cannot have things going. So like, I know I've told you guys before, my son was in a car accident. And when he was in that car accident, I didn't touch my phone at all. But I had my VA sharing for me. So I was still sharing, I was still active on the app, but that was something I didn't have to worry about because it was doing it while I was there. So that's why I personally rather pay than do the free one, because
Well,
I know
this
you have to
one,
click that button.
no, I don't have, I just put it on the same schedule and I don't even touch it after it
Oh, it
goes
has a
and goes and
scheduler
goes.
now? There
Oh,
you go.
yeah. You
There
can
you
schedule
go.
15 spots throughout the day that you wanna, and then it say you are home, like I take breaks between certain, dead spots during the day. And if I happen to be home, I just go on, I stop the schedule, I do share once, and then I go back to and then it cuts off at 6,000, so you don't get in that share jail type of thing. It says,
Yeah.
that you have maxed out for the day, but then you can still go on Poshmark and do the share all if you want to. But
Yeah.
no, you can totally set it and forget it. I mean, it really, that part is fine.
Then that's something that they added recently, because I didn't know they added that. See, I tell you, I get into like a thing and I'm like, yep, this is it.
Because I was thinking if I should switch or not, and then I'm like, well, why should I pay for something if this is working? But then if others work better, then but it
It
definitely picked up my business tons by doing
yes,
that.
yes, it does. And I would say try it. Like all of them have free like 7 days or 5 days or 14 days. Try another one on the free thing and see if you like it better, because there's more features for each one. Some of them only have certain things, and some of them have way more. Like the one my VA uses the share. I can share new closets, specifically only share new closets now. They just added
Yeah,
that. It
they do
literally
that too.
follows back. So it'll follow somebody and it'll follow people back. It'll go follow new it follows, my VA follows new followers. It can send offers. It can share up to 3. Yeah, I can have it share up as many times as I want it to. So each one has its own little benefits. But if you like what you have, then I would say, yeah, stick with it.
Okay, that's a good idea though, to just try and it's free to try it. Why
Yeah,
not? Right? I mean,
it doesn't hurt. There could be a feature that one doesn't have and that you really, really like and you really want to use it. Like I said, the one, because I can do, my VA will share my closet and it'll share the featured pages. So I can literally go on a page and share, like I shared all of, which I don't even know if Kat knows this. I shared all of Kat's closet the other day. Like I literally went into her closet and just
Yeah, it blew up my entire feed. I was at work.
yeah, I shared her whole entire
And I'm
closet.
like, what the? And then this morning, don't worry, about an hour ago, I got her back. I shared like 100 of her items. And she's going, and you could tell she's trying to compete. Like
Yeah.
she set her VA and then my VA was like battling. So it was back and forth, back and forth. It's sharing, it's sharing. So we were all over each.
yes, and that's
Oh,
the
God.
one bad thing about Flip is that if you do that, then every time you share somebody else's like that, it counts as your Poshmark share. So I kind of scaled back on. I do
Why?
community shares. I don't know how they somehow it's fit into the
Oh,
formula, and
because I forgot it doesn't solve the thingies all the time for Flip. It actually, I've seen that. There is something about Flip that puts you in share jail like pretty quick.
Oh wow.
It's weird,
the-
Chrissy. I saw this yesterday because I was looking at Flip. I was like, I mean, but I was looking at the comparisons between them both, and that is the same thing that kept coming up time and time again. That people that were using it like that, like we do, the the 0.25 seconds or whatever,
Yeah.
consistently, and it would put them Poshmark, whatever, something would pick up there, and it automatically put them in share jail. I'm like,
and
Wow.
yeah, that's never happened. I mean, I've been using it for probably, I don't know, since it first came out. Actually, I saw one of the Mackenzie on YouTube was talking about it. So I went and tried it, and I've been using it ever since. And it really I've never had any issues like that, except for I didn't like the automatic offering discounts because if it just seemed to mess up. So that part, I just would rather do it myself. But it was a good, it helps. Every little bit helps.
Yeah, exactly. RC, did you have a question? I saw you came on the camera and you're like sitting there like you got a question.
No, I just wanted to apologize for earlier at the start. While I'm traveling, but I guess I didn't have my microphone where I could use it, and I couldn't figure out with my settings how to attach the microphone so I could use it. But no, I didn't have a question. I was just at charging my car, so I thought I would sit here and actually be present. So that was all.
Awesome. Does anybody have any other questions that you guys are just like, okay, because you got me and Kat here, and if I don't know it, Kat knows it.
I do have a question. So we were talking about closet clear outs. If you just leave your shipping however you have it on there, and you drop all your prices by 10%, do your customers get the discounted pricing? Is that what I'm getting?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but you have to discount it that day. So
Well,
during the closet clearance.
what if you don't discount your shipping? I just leave it at
No. I'm talking about if you don't drop it at 10%, they won't get that closet clear out.
Oh, gotcha. But if
shipping
I do
fee.
drop it, they get the discounted
Yeah.
pricing.
You
Okay.
have to do it that day though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
did
did
about that. Like, is it a 6-hour window that the shipping is good for, or is it 12?
It's from midnight to okay, they say it starts at 12:01 that day that they're saying that they're doing the closet clear out, and then it stops at 11:59 that night. And the only reason why I know that is because I had told Beth to do something, and she literally, it didn't work, so she messaged me and messaged Poshmark, and we actually got the answer back from Poshmark, and they said that if you drop it at 12:01 a.m. that closet clear out day, but you have to do the shipping the day before. And I was like, this is crazy. So yes, we do. I do. Okay. I'm probably bad because I literally will do anything until either it breaks or I get the answer. So just like how Kat was talking about in the live shows, if you block somebody in the show, they can't bid either. Poshmark will tell you, no, they can bid, but they can't, because I've literally blocked somebody and they couldn't, I'm not talking about block, I'm just talking about their comments. They can't bid anymore. And a lot of people think that they can. So if you block that person, so that's why a lot of people say use the block,
You have to like go to their closet and go up to the dots and actually block their profile. You can't mute
yes,
their
if you do it,
comments.
do it that way, they can't go into your show, period. If they're in your and you just want to block them in that show, it's only that show and they can't bid in that show. So, because I asked Poshmark about that and they're like, oh no, they can still bid, and you actually can't, because I had someone actually block my comment and I tried bidding and it wouldn't let me. So unless they fixed that glitch, that was the glitch. Robin, go ahead. I saw you.
Yeah, so when you drop your prices 10% on closet clear out, then they get the discounted shipping for 6 hours. Is there a better time of day? Like if you're doing everything at one time, is there a better time of day to do that, or does it matter?
No, I usually do it like I get up, let's see, it's usually Saturday, it's usually Friday and Sunday. I do it at 6 a.m. And then usually I forget until Saturday morning and then I redo it, or I just forget all the way and nobody gets it on Sunday. So that's the only bad thing, is you have to remember to bring your price back up, because if you don't and you leave it, then they won't get it on Sunday. So that's like the main thing, but it's literally the whole entire day that they have the closet clear out. Now, if they sent you an offer prior to the closet clear out, they won't get that $2 shipping also. So it has to be within that window, then they can get like the discount and you actually don't pay as much on the shipping. So there's all like these little rules and glitches that people don't know because they're afraid. I think some people are afraid to play with their account, to be honest, because they're like, oh my God, I don't want to get kicked off, or oh my God, I don't want it to freeze. And I'm just like, I'll just message them and be like, Poshmark, something happened. I don't know. Fix it. Lori, I know you got a question. I saw you on mute.
Well, so on the closet clear out, so yesterday in a show, I sold something to someone and they wanted to bundle. So I bundled it and I thought it would give her the discounted shipping, but it didn't. And then I already had told her I'd give it to her, so I had to kind of eat it on the shipping.
Yesterday wasn't closet clear out.
Yeah, yesterday wasn't closet clear out either.
Sorry, I said yesterday. The last time it was closet clear out. Sorry.
Well, it's because you got to remember to, so that's where everybody gets confused on the closet clear out. You have to drop the price by 10% for it to kick in. That is the main. So if you bundle something together, you have to then, because remember, now you're in that 24-hour window. So if you're in that 24-hour window and you're giving that discount, yeah, you're going to eat the discounted shipping. You have to do it before, and you have to drop it by 10%. So those two have to go hand in hand, but not really, because your discounted shipping has to be before, and then you have to drop it 10%. So if you're going to bundle something with somebody, make sure what you do is you cancel the item that they bought in the show, relist it, and then when you go and relist it, take the other item, drop that one by 10%, because if you drop that one by 10%, the whole entire thing will get the bundle shipping, which a lot of people don't know that either. So if you have an item in your closet that's free shipping also, or discounted shipping, and the people bundle that together with something that doesn't have the free shipping, they automatically get the free shipping. So a lot of people don't know that either. So that's like another trick that you can do. Find something in somebody's closet that has the free shipping. And I know it sounds bad, but if you find something in their closet that has the free shipping and you automatically put that in, and then you bundle something that doesn't have any shipping, and you're supposed to pay that $7 shipping, you're automatically getting that free shipping.
So you'll get a discount on the
Yeah.
whole bundle.
Yeah, on the whole bundle. So that's another thing. That's another way you can work around.
That's awesome. I mean, that's an awesome loophole.
It is an awesome loophole for the buyer, not so much the seller.
That
'cause you're
is
like,
that
"Oh,
is
yeah."
true. It comes out of
Yeah.
the seller's pocket if it's not closet clear out. Crystal did say she doesn't have bins, so she was looking for other sources, like to or for other places to source. This is going to sound really bad. I don't know what your schedule is like, Crystal, but if you have like a out of whack schedule, or you're, insomnia or whatever, and you happen to stumble into like one of those weird silent shows at like 3 a.m. or 5 a.m. or something like that, Poshmark can be a place to source. Because
Yes.
remember, you can bundle in one show, and there are I don't have money I'm spending right now, but I'm just saying, it's like you can use those shows to source. And there are those, like when there's 6 people in a show or something, and it may not say $5 starts, but most of them are just clearing their closet out, literally, like their personal closet. So everything is a low start, and it's a silent show. So, I mean, you're going to get awesome deals. Just kind of, that's keeping an idea in the back of your mind about sourcing there. So
That, and depending on what area you're in, call the thrift stores. Find out what days they're having sales. Some thrift stores do fill a bag. Some thrift stores do $2.
and they have
on
calendars too.
everything. Yeah, they have
Yeah.
calendars. Yard sales. Yard sales are amazing. If you really, 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 really want to dive into Crystal, you could do storage units. I don't suggest it. They're a lot of work, but you could get some amazing stuff of that way too. Liquidation's another one, but then you have a lot of inventory that you might not do. So honestly, I would do, in your case, if you don't have the bins, I would do yard sales. And when you do yard sales, one of the biggest tricks, and that a lot of people don't do, is go through the whole sale first, start building a pile, and then ask the people, okay, hey, what would you take on this pile? And if you have a set price in your mind, pull out that money. Say like, okay, I'll give you $10 for this pile, and show them the $10, because a lot of times they'll be like sold, and one of those items in that pile, they might have been asking for $10, because let's be honest, cash talks. So I mean, you could be like, oh yeah, I'll give you $10 for this whole thing. I mean, I've done it where I've had like 4 IKEA bags full, and I've paid $10 because I've showed them the $10. I'm like, hey, will you take $10 for this? And they're like, oh, heck yeah, I just made $10 on a bunch, what they think is crap. And one of those items I'm gonna make $200 on. So, I mean, that's, go for that. And if there's like, oh yeah, right, just be like, okay, then what would you take? Always negotiate, always.
Yeah. And then I'm sorry, I thought I was on mute. I'm sorry that this music in the background was coming on. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but is I volunteer at a church thrift shop too. So I find a lot of great things in there because I'm doing the sorting and helping them
Ooh,
do the
yeah.
processing. So it's well worth volunteering. Plus, I have fun. It's really fun. And also Auction Ninja. I don't know if anybody uses them. It's an online, what a lot of auctioneers pivoted to during the pandemic.
Yeah.
So you could, I just bought a lot of pocketbooks for like $26 that I must have got. It's probably like 21 really good bags that nobody else was bidding on. I mean, it all depends on who shows up, and just look for one that's local to your area.
That's true too. Also, Facebook Marketplace, look
Yeah.
for free stuff that's donated, and also freebie alert. Have that on your phone. If you do not have that on your phone, you are missing out. Let me tell you,
Oh,
because it goes by your area and it'll literally warn you. You can set it so it warns you when clothes, let's say you just want clothes. It'll literally warn you when clothes come on. It'll literally warn you when toys come on. You could say wood and it'll alert you when wood comes on. I mean, you could literally set it up for all kinds of different alerts. And when someone's offering that for free on Neighbor Up, um, Facebook Marketplace, and
Craigslist, offer, yeah,
Craigslist, all
offer
the
up.
sites in one spot, and you can literally be like, boom, I'm there, I'm getting it, and you can be the first one to get it. So that's another one. It's a total free app. You just download and
what's it called again? I'm sorry.
it's called Freebie Alert.
Freebie alert. All right. Thank you. Gotta write
You can
that
see
down.
me and Kat have a lot of the same apps.
Thank you.
You are
Yeah, and
welcome.
as soon as we download it and we see it, we're like, girl,
Oh
let me
yeah.
tell you about this.
My husband gets so irritated because it beeps. Like when something comes up and he's like, what is that? And I'm like, oh, it's the freebie alert. And he's
In
like,
the middle of the
"Oh."
night. My
Yeah,
husband's
he's like,
"Can
what
you
is
turn
it? So you'll get alerts anytime anybody posts what you're looking for. So it's great. Hey, and you know what? It's free. So I mean, even if you don't want half of it, you can donate it. Excuse me, or 5 or 6
Yeah.
items you might want.
And the other thing that I did too, that brought me to this thrift store that's in the next town over, is I Googled cheap thrift shops near me, and it brought
Yeah,
up a whole bunch of list of things that I never even knew were out there.
that's true
So
too. Google is your friend.
yes.
And then you've got like ThreadUp. ThreadUp sells by the boxes. You've got Blue Box, which is Goodwill. I don't really recommend that one as much. That one's kind of neat.
And then not only that, Blue Box is a battle too.
Yeah, Blue Boxes are a battle, and they're kind of trashy. But ThreadUp is still a battle, but they load way more than anyone else does. And then it depending on where you're at, if you're close enough to PA, you could go to Joe Moore's warehouse and they have amazing deals. There's also a place, I know it's like all over Southern California and it's in Texas. It's called Fallen Prices. And you literally can go there and get like brand new liquidation stuff. Like the first day it starts at like $6, and the
Yeah, they
second
have
day,
what are those? They're like bins, but
yeah, they're
you
like
know,
bins, but they're called well, in
liquid
California they're
Amazon
called fallen.
liquidation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're called fallen prices in Arizona.
In fact, if you
And
probably
Texas.
type in Amazon bins refurb or something and
Yeah,
Google in
something
your
like that, you
area,
would
it'd
find
pull
it.
up something.
But like on
Yeah.
the last day, like on Saturday, it's
a
like
dollar.
everything, yeah, is $1 that's left over. Everything in the whole store is $1.
And
So
I'm in
that's perfect.
Texas, so also I don't know if these are like outside of Texas, but there's a place called Family Thrift Center outlet, and those are like what Chrissy says. All the clothes on things on Thursday start at $4, and then it goes down from there.
Yeah,
Like,
so
cause on Wednesday the next week it's all a quarter.
there's tons of places. You just gotta, it's all again, how bad do you want it? Like that's what everything comes down to, is how bad do you want this? Robin, did you have a question? After you already muted yourself.
No, I was just gonna say, I think in Florida, the Amazon things are called Where You Been, BIN.
Yeah. So see, it all
I don't know
depends. I would Google liquidation places. Like that's probably your best way to find it, is like liquidation places near me. And that'll probably be how you find it.
Crystal, to answer your issue there, what she's like, do you have a problem letting go of these things? So do you have, okay, this sounds really funny. Daily Refinement Chris on Insta actually has a saying about that. You know how he started? He sold everything inside of his house. He put it all up on eBay. I'm not even kidding. The stuff on the walls he brought down and put up on eBay. You know why? He has a motto. You can rebuy it in the future. If you were that attached to it and you want it again, just like, those nostalgic toys from your childhood, you're going to rebuy them. You're going to rebuy them in the future. So if you're needing the money now, get it out of your house. Put it up.
That too, yeah. And the reason I don't have a problem, I know there's a lot of people that are like, oh, I won't share my sources where I get stuff. The only reason why I don't care is because for me, one, I don't live in half the places, and two, I don't have enough money to go out and buy everything. And I much rather help someone else go out and buy stuff and start their business than it go to the dumps, which truly the dumps are my happy place. I've told you guys that before and I've gotten dirty looks, but I'll go dumpster diving.
Don't
I
get her
literally
started.
will dumpster dive to get free, free stuff and clean it up, because there's so much stuff, especially if you live close by a college campus. When it's break time and the quarter's over, go head up that college campus. You would be amazed at the crap that those teenagers, those youngins, are just throwing away. They'll throw away a brand new pair of Nikes because they can go get new Nikes because mommy and daddy will buy them for them.
Well, not only that, they can't stay on college campus sometimes. Like I'm near a college campus that is, they don't allow their students to stay there through Thanksgiving break or Christmas break or spring break. They actually have to pack all their stuff up and go to somebody else's house because they can't stay on campus in housing because they're that rowdy. They'll tear all the stuff up. They don't have the means to be able to keep track of all these kids. So they send them back to wherever, home or whatever. So all that stuff can't go with them. They have to take all their stuff out and then bring it back. It's why they're like the military. These kids carry around what they can get in duffel bag, and that's pretty much it.
Does anybody have anything else before we end it on this note?
Thank you, everybody. I appreciate it.
Oh, no problem, Crystal. Anytime. That's what this is for.
Really informative. I really enjoy it a lot.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm so glad I could help you guys. Even if you guys only go up like 5%, I feel it's a win,
Yeah, and I don't know if you were the one or somebody else was telling me that even if you don't get the price that you set in your head, you have to look at the overall sales.
Yep.
You have to look at that now too. And I mean, I have so much stuff. I'm talking about sourcing. I think I need to go through my house, but I do have a problem and I want to get rid of it. So
join the
I have
club.
so much stuff. So at this point, even if I sold everything for $1, I'm winning because I've already spent that money. And so I'm getting that.
And think about that too. If you sell everything for $1, how much extra stuff do you have? If you sold 4,000 items, that's $4,000 right there.
Yes, absolutely. I'm gonna start.
There you go. Robin, go ahead. I see your hand up. No, she's like, I didn't mean to put it up. No.
What's amazing?
I didn't know.
Oh, sorry.
I didn't know I did that. Sorry.
You're fine. Go ahead, Lori.
You literally answered every question I had written down that I didn't even get to ask you.
Oh, yeah, I'm a mind reader. See? No, just kidding.
My daughter texted me this morning and said, Mom, you got 12 boxes today. You need intervention.
Yeah, I think we all do. But you know what? It just ain't happening. I know it ain't happening.
I was gonna say today was a good day because I sent out 4 and only got 2. So
I actually got 9 today, so we're good there. I will do this again next Friday, same time, same bat channel, same bat everything, and then we will go over whatever you guys want to go over.
Thank you so much.
You are welcome, you guys. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.
Good weekend.
You too. All right.
Bye, guys.
All right. Bye-bye.